Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this early Monday morning. And as you know, we are um, dealing with a Tropical Storm Nicholas. Our Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management has been closely monitoring the situation as usual. Our Joint Information Center has been activated since noon yesterday. And it is fully staffed to deal with any situation arises at this point. Yesterday, tropical storm warnings were issued for the coastal Texas and northeastern coast of Mexico, with Nicholas expected to produce heavy storm. Produce storm with a total rainfall of anywhere from 8 to 10 inches. With isolated maximum rainfall, we expect up to 15 inches certain areas, which include coastal Texas and into up to certain parts of Louisiana throughout midweek. It is a heavy rainfall and flash flood warning at this point in Fort Bend County. That is a concern because we have a very flat terrain, and that is absolutely a concern for our Office of Emergency Management and emergency managers. However, this is not just a threat to the coastal communities. Highland, heavy rainfall, flooding can occur inland. The reason I say this, if any one of you remember, 2002 Allison, Tropical Storm Allison was just a tropical storm, but it created the maximum damage to our area. So we wanted to be prepared. We hope that is not the case this time, but we wanted to be prepared. Currently, Fort Bend County is under a flash flood watch in effect through tomorrow evening. We know that one of the things about these storms, as you all know, it is very unpredictable. It is a possibility for Tropical Storm Nicholas to get stronger. And we are, every step, we are watching it, we are monitoring it, and we will communicate with the residents and the people in this area. I want to tell our Fort Bend County residents, while we are anticipating Nicholas coming through our area, but we don't expect a severe condition as of now. This always can change when you talk about weather situation. You absolutely should be prepared. We are talking about this hurricane preparation since May, and I hope you are prepared. If you are not, please take care of certain steps which we repeated many times, and you might be already aware of it, and having a kit, enough food, water, medicine, and keeping all the documents together just in case, and have a plan. Just in case if you have to evacuate, where you're going to go, how you're going to manage that, have a plan and a conversation with your family members and also the people, your close family and friends. Have a conversation. Stay informed. Stay informed is the most important thing because this storm is developing, and every step of the way it can change its direction, its intensity, and things of that nature. Stay monitored. We are monitoring, so that means please get information from the reliable sources as our local TV stations, radio. And also, I encourage you to sign up, if you are not already, with testing with our emergency alert system, which is you dial 888-777, and you punch in FBC alert. So you're going to be part of that system so that we will be pushing out information, important information, as and when it is necessary. Also, stay up to date following our social media, which include Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. Our Office of Emergency Management and also Fort Bend County Judge's Office and other department will be constantly pushing out information based on availability, based on things change, and we will be updating. Please stay tuned. And also encourage, take action to minimize damages. And I will also ask our most experienced person, Mark Flathouse, to explain this in detail. How do you minimize the damages, and again, monitor local TV station and also radio and other source of information, and know your potential risk. Have a plan to evacuate if in case you need it. Be sure the emergency supplies on hand. And I will now invite our Office of Emergency Management Manager and also Fire Marshal Mark Flathouse to give a brief update how to prepare and what you need to do next. Mark?
Good morning. Mark Flathouse, Emergency Management Director, Coordinator underneath the Judge's Office. A couple of things. First, last 24 hours we have been activated. Our Emergency Operations Center has been activated. We have been working due diligently along with the news, media, and the weather, along with the region and the state, to make sure that we're prepared for anything that comes our way. Currently right now, the report this morning is the tract is coming more a little bit inland and directly up towards our county and on north. With that being said, we get updates about every 3 to 4 hours and we adjust accordingly. We know that rain can drop anywhere from 5 to 10 inches, but the kick is we don't know where or what is going to happen in the next 24, 48 hours. It could stall out, it can move. It's very unpredictable. As we all know that live in a coastal area and a community, things change, but we are prepared and we will be prepared for anything that comes our way. Our EOC, as stated, is activated over the next 24 hours. We will be pushing out the correct information and information that's coming directly from our meteorologists, along with our drainage and everything moving to our road and bridge and our road closures or any impact. The initial threat that I see and working with my team and the experts that we have here in Fort Bend County is really flash flooding and the initial impact of large rains at a quick few minutes to hours. Flash flooding is an impact that we want to make sure that we stress is stay home, don't drive. The impact of the major of the rain is going to be throughout this next evening into Tuesday, and we want to make sure that everybody is aware and has where they get their information from Homeland Security Emergency Management, from the Judge's Office, and information out. With road closures, we'll keep up to date with the Sheriff's Office and our road and bridge to make sure we can put barricades out. And these are all things that we're preparing today to be ready for. So stay home, be alert, be prepared. We talk about being prepared. Make sure that you don't have stuff out around your house that can be debris. We're only expecting some winds, not heavy gusts being inland, but you never know what could happen during these storms that come through. So make sure your surrounding area is all safe for any debris. Also make sure that your vehicles are topped off with fuel over the next 24 hours and everything as we move forward. But again, keep in mind, flash flooding is the initial impact of water, and it could impact your drive or driving at night. Minimize that the best you can and work on it depending upon what rains and how much rain drops. So thank you.
Thank you, Mark. And also, I will invite, as I mentioned, Fort Bend is a flat terrain. Drainage is always an important discussion, how, where the water is receding. And so I just wanted to call Mark Vogler, our drainage director, to come and give an update on what you see, Mark, the situation of the rivers and our ditches and bayous and all that stuff. Please come forward.
Thank you. Our rivers, the Brazos River, the Salmonard River, are both in low stages right now. So at this point, we're in fairly good shape. Our channels are all open. We've been maintaining them all through the summer. Ground conditions are relatively dry at this point, so we couldn't be in better shape with this storm coming. But that doesn't mean we're not going to have flooding problems. It depends on how fast this storm moves, how fast the rainfall comes on us, and those conditions are going to control what we see going forward. So as Mark Flathouse said, stay home if you can. Don't travel areas you're not familiar with. You know areas that have flooded in the past, and so we get significant rainfall, expect those same areas to flood. And we will continue to monitor these things and report to the Office of Emergency Management as we find information also. And with that, we'll turn it back over to the judge.
Thank you. And today, obviously, as I mentioned, the Office of Emergency Management is in full-fledged, and we have Alan Spears. You wanted to add anything to what we just said so far? Please go ahead. Yeah.
Just a couple words. I want to reiterate what everybody else said today. You know, have a plan, build a kit, be prepared, and stay informed. Those are things that we can do right now ahead of time, and those are things that you can prepare you for future storms also. Mark Vogler had mentioned our rivers and bayous and things like that are in good shape. As in the past, I know some people are concerned about the Addicks and Barker reservoirs. We've been in touch with the Army Corps of Engineers. Both reservoirs are empty right now, so they have a very good capacity for water right now. So we're not too concerned about those. But like I said, you know, keep informed. If you're driving, if you have to drive at night, turn around, don't drown. That is the standard that we try to pass on to everybody that we can, and as often as we can. So stay safe, listen to local authorities, listen to news media. We will be putting things out on social media too. So, you know, the main thing is stay informed and make good decisions.
Thank you, Alan. And with that, thank you. We will be holding briefings as and when it is available, and that's going to be throughout today, tomorrow. And I want to say, Fort Bend County residents, to sign up for FBC alert system so that we will send you the text alerts so that you know what is exactly going on firsthand. And also, you heard from the experts. Now I'm talking to our residents. Be safe. And our number one concern is your safety. And we want you to help us to help you. And that is the bottom line. And so we are here to continue to work with you all. And with that, I will conclude this conversation here. If you have any further question, we will entertain at this point.
You talked about the rivers and everything being in good shape right now, which is encouraging news, especially the reservoirs and everything. We all know some of the standard areas around that flood, but are there any potential spots that you'll be setting up barricades ahead of time or things that people need to be aware of this evening?
So you wanted to add anything there, Mark?
Well, it's really hard to predict. Our county is very diverse in different ways. We got some farmlands, and then we got packed subdivisions on the other side, and different cities. So it's really hard to really gauge where the major rainfall hits. So what we're doing is we have different service centers areas that are stacked, ready to go, and depending upon where the rain falls and how it is, we have different sections of the county that we can send out resources. So we're staging them at county facilities right now, getting ready to go, but we're not focused on one specific area in the county.
What is the main source of intel that you're getting, or what have you, that has you for being under a little bit more scrutiny? You seem to be a little bit more urgent earlier in some of your words you were saying.
Well, there's a couple of things. As emergency management, you always got to be prepared. The last thing that I need to do is with my team is not be ready to go with Fort Bend County and all the resources that we have. We've got the resources, the experience level, the people, the staff, the leadership to do the jobs right no matter what comes here. I'm very confident in that. But the other thing too is also have things in place, because let's look at past history of some of our past storms, is that we expected storms to hit 10 inches of rain, and Harvey dumped 23 inches of rain in the first day. You know, those are things, and those are just, I'm just throwing a couple of numbers out there, not very specific, but y'all get the point, is that the expectation of these storms, sometimes they come in here and bounce in and offshore, they pick up more moisture and different things. That's why it's very important about every 3 to 4 hours that we get up-to-dates from the experts telling us what's going on, but we want to be prepared. I want to make sure that I provide the right information to the county judge to make the right decision at the right time, and making sure the last thing that we as Fort Bend County is we preach to the citizens to be ready and have a plan and be prepared. We need to do the same thing, so that's why you hear a little bit more urgency from my office and my team under the leadership of the judge.
So right now you're saying the track is more, you said earlier,
So we get a new update in about an hour from the National Weather Service for this region. So I have a better understanding, but about 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock this morning, the report was it was coming a little bit more inland. If we know yesterday evening into the evening hours, it was more offshore and it was going to hug the shoreline and bring more moisture in and more hit the coastal communities. Now it's coming up. The last report before I walked in here is more Matagorda, coming up Matagorda Bay, coming up towards 59 and heading up 59. So, you know, a matter of 50 to 100 miles either which way, depending upon what the storm is. But if it heads straight up 59, it's going to hit Fort Bend County. And those are the things that we just want to be over-prepared than under.
Yeah, and I just wanted to repeat this. You know, we all remember Allison. It was just a tropical storm, and it created the maximum damage for this region. So we don't want to take anything lightly. With that, thank you, each and every one of you, for being here this early, and I appreciate all the good work you're doing. Thank you.